The Four Magazine, Detroit, baby, we out here. You see what's going on, we activated, we ain't playing no games.
All right. Without further ado, welcome to another episode of Interviews with the Forum Magazine.
What's up, Forum?
Where we go beyond the veil into the thoughts, ideas, and perspectives of each guest that we sit down with. And today, we got a special guest, someone who's been in the DJ industry for 30 years or plus.
Pretty much.
Broke many records that you may know and records that you may not have known. Somebody that has made a name and been very innovative in the nightlife of Detroit. Today in the building, we got DJ Motor City in the building. What's going on, my brother?
Salute. First of all, I salute all the DJs worldwide. You know what I'm saying? Not just Detroit. I say worldwide. Salute the DJs, upcoming DJs that's been doing it for a minute like myself. I salute because y'all deserve the honors. What's up with you, Forum?
Man, I can't complain, brother. How you doing, man? Looking A1, man.
Hey, man, you know, I know you're kind of wondering, you know, this is not a hat, this is a fez. So I salute all the people that's conscious, that understand what I got on. It's a fez. It's a difference, a crown. So, you know what I'm saying? You know, I really want to start because I know myself. To those that don't know yourself, take time to study yourself. You might be a DJ. You might be a singer. You might be a drawer. You might be somebody who can keep the leaves cut or somebody who can grow plants. But you got to study yourself to find out who you are. That's why I'm here. You hear me? Because I'm Detroit Global DJ. I don't feel the world know me. So I'm like, let the world study me a little bit.
That's right, man. A perfect way to introduce it, man. And I know a little something, man. So first and foremost, man, I'm going to give a salute and say Islam to all my brothers, man. Peace and love to everybody.
Yeah.
Speaking of knowing ourselves, man, I always want to get to the origin, the foundation, the genesis, as I would say, of each individual that I sit down with.
True.
You come from great stock in terms of music, right? As I said, 30 plus, you've been doing this, but you got those ingredients at a young age because your father was a DJ, if I'm not mistaken.
True, indeed. True.
Talk about, before you go into the love of DJing that you gained from watching your father, talk a little bit about your upbringing in Detroit, your love for music, hip-hop in its early stages by which you can remember, and just how you began to find yourself as you just started off the interview by saying.
Deep. I thank you for that question, too, because actually, like my father, rest in peace, DJ Billy Busstop. Actually, he a DJ, and I'm carrying albums. And my inspiration at that time was hip-hop as being a rap artist. So I'm downstairs, I got the equipment, and I can practice every day trying to rap and become out. You know, it's the time I call myself the African preacher, Ace Ali, conscious rapper, gospel rapper, spiritual rapper. He listening to me, and I'm carrying the albums, and I'm listening to him playing music. At that time, I knew the rap wasn't paying because my father taking me out every weekend and paying me tools and fuels. So I'm like, let me learn how to DJ, and I can help him out, and I can get more than tools and fuels. And so I salute DJs like my father, because he taught me, and I'm listening to his time when he was breaking records. He playing Temptations, Aretha Franklin, or Marvin Gaye, and the people having a good time. And that's all it's about, the people having a good time, not the DJs playing records. No, the DJs making the crowd feel good. So me to come up under a DJ and see how he can captivate the crowd and make them feel good, drink, talk to them. Because another good point about a DJ, you can spin records, you can scratch, but if you can't talk to your crowd to make them understand that you the DJ, you know what I'm saying? It's like you need a host, So I'm glad to learn the mic skills as well as the scratching. Back in them days, like say 30 years, it was Technique 1200s, vinyl. Just to say this value point, because I'm a historian, I could take money way back into 1888, right? This old coin. 1888, when we was gathering probably just to listen to music and hear our beat to feel good for a minute. Just last night I DJ'd, and this 2025 money, they gathered, they paid me for my service for playing music. So it's just like music, it always helped the mode. When I say 1888, it was a mode that we was trying to escape and run from situations, but we got a chance to party and have fun, and they ain't watching us. Who got this started? The DJ. You hear me? So that's why I'm on the forum. I salute you because, you know, DJs is behind the scenes, but we deserve honor. You hear me?
Absolutely, absolutely. What would you say was single-handedly the best lesson that you learned from your father as a DJ?
To control the crowd. You know I DJ with him many a times, and he'll start off the show. He read the crowd, then I come in, try to do what I want to do, and he'll get me off the 1 or 2 real quick, because I'm doing what I want to do instead of looking at the crowd and seeing what they want to do. So I ain't get it till I said, wait a minute, let me start controlling the crowd like he doing. You know what I'm saying? He'll give me more time, you know, and more money. And then tell me that I did a good job. You know what I'm saying? Being anxious and being ready to do something is a great thing, but when you really learn the aspect of doing it, reading your crowd, controlling the individuals not to come to the DJ booth and request, I got so good, I'm playing or breaking the right records that at the end of the night, you played the right records. I ain't had to come to the DJ booth. You hear me? But a lot of DJs hold up the records because that's extra money. You know, that's what we call tips. And we know that when I'm playing certain records, because if they come to me, I might get some money for it. You know what I'm saying? Knowing it's a hot record, you know. So on that note, that's what I really learned from my father, is just really making the crowd love you more than you love doing what you're doing.
Absolutely, absolutely. And speaking and paying attention to everything that you got going on and who you are as an individual, and as I see, you know, this crown, as you said, on your head, DJing is a gift, but we all got a purpose.
True.
And I'm a believer that your gift is something that you use to facilitate your purpose.
True.
So as I see this on your head, speak to who you are moral-wise, principle-wise, value-wise, that allows you to, you know, carry that into DJing music and just life in general.
My main saying, and I learned it from a great guy, Demencio Keys, but help people, you know. And I don't mind being behind the scenes, breaking the records that I broke in the past years, because it's the happy feeling when you see the prosperity out the project. So the happy feeling that I get to see the Icewear Vezzos, the Sada Baby, the 42 Dub, the T Grizzly. My father, he broke records like Marvin Gaye, Temptations, helped them artists get to their plateau. You hear me? So I can't claim that, but I still spin their records. Most definitely, you know. But the records that I broke, the artists that I helped, Gucci Mane, Jeezy, Beyonce, Jay-Z, to our Detroit artists that's doing good right now. Babyface Ray, T Grizzly, you know what I'm saying? To the artists that was just trying to get to the level of Babyface Ray, T Grizzly, like Street Life, Al Nuke, Street Lords, you know what I'm saying? That was an era that I'm glad to be in, to break records, you know what I'm saying? The era that I'm still in, I'm glad to be a DJ that's still, I DJ last night to break records, you hear me? So I'm glad to still be in the atmosphere. You know, some DJs can get outdated and don't know the records. Me, I kind of stay informed, stay in groove, stay in touch with, you know, what's going on.
Yes, sir. All right. So evolution,
Yeah,
you know, as you develop in your own right as a DJ, find yourself, understand your position and role that you want to play in the Detroit music culture, in comes DJ Motor City into the strip club. You played a pivotal role, as I seen Pistol Atkins vividly talk about the role that you played in breaking and highlighting Detroit artists at a time where many DJs wasn't on that wave. Talk a little bit about jumping into the strip club, life and DJing then, and, what fueled you to take the route that you decided to take?
Well, great. Actually, that's, like I said, being with my father, I was, helping him. So the strip club, that's actually when I start being solo. You know what I'm saying? Being on my own, seeing, can I do this? And me being DJ Motor City, I was cocky with playing Detroit music. Like Pistol Atkins can vouch for me. A lot of Detroit artists can vouch. When they hear coming to the strip club, if DJ Motor City DJing, they gonna hear some Detroit music. You know what I'm saying? And that was my name, and that was just my feel of it. And I know I got a lot of riffraff back in the days from the club owners, the managers. Go mainstream. You know what I'm saying? I'm still cocky. I'm DJ Motor City. So I'm just so proud of the artists. It's like you just said, Pistol Atkins, everybody that's doing good, because, to make the effort to do it for them, even when they're not even in the club, because it's a good record. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of good mainstream. That's why the dancers, one thing about the strip club, the dancers can come to you and request what they want to hear, because they got to go on the stage and dance to the beat. And the DJ's got to have that record to make them feel comfortable, because they paying the DJ. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but when you can interfere with what they want to dance to and break a record to make them feel good and make the crowd spend some money, you know what I'm saying? It's a whole, they like, wow, you turned me on to some money and a new record. Like I can take it back to 007 when I played Money Phone. It was like the club owners just go to mainstream. When I snuck in Money Phone and the club went bananas. Bitch, I'm on my Money Phone. You hear me? Woo, woo, woo. I'm 007. I'm strip club at the 007. And I played that in the club at a good, decent time, probably about 11 or maybe 10 o'clock. You hear me? So at around midnight, Vezzo walked in and said, I heard you play it. Play it again. I had no problem to bring it back, because now the artist is in. You know what I'm saying? It's going double bananas. So that's midnight. And like I say, they just broke the record. So now we about to close the club, pretty much. 155, my mind thinking, right, what's the hottest song that got the most money for the night? It was Money Phone. We play it at 155. All the strippers eat again. So if a DJ in that form of mind in the strip club can't help the girls get money, don't DJ in the strip club. You hear me? Because your mind frame got to be like, I want to play the records to make the girls eat. You know what I'm saying? To make the crowd gravitate to spending that money. I just say it's magical. It's magical.
One thing in seeing you with the classic, Fila outfit on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Although it is important, in which we will delve a little bit more into in terms of the Team Eastside, Vezzo, Wave, you also got an opportunity to be a part of, as you said, the Al Nuke, Street Lords, Rock Bottom, Mae West, Lodge Boy Wave, right? When you think about the strip club then, and I know it was a little difficult to actually play their records, not because it wasn't hot, just because it wasn't something that in a strip club people would typically run to. It would go more industry. But talk about the relationship, as I heard you speak about how they didn't mind taking care of the DJ back then. They didn't mind, the street lords to come in and make sure that they take care of the DJ. Talk about that time.
Yeah. Well, at that time, too, I'm just glad to have inspiration in myself, because I was making mixed CDs, so it wasn't just breaking the records inside the clubs. I called my mixtape D to the A. So therefore, I'm gonna put Detroit music on, with Atlanta music on, with quite a few other artists that's mainstream. So, and it did good. Like I said, I'm on volume 10 right now, you know, but that was another part of reaching out to the artists and letting them know I got to bind with y'all. You hear me? You know, people got to understand hip-hop is not just the artist. It's not just the beat maker. It's the DJ too. You know what I'm saying? So as you see me, like with the campaign, I'm campaigning for the DJs right now. You know, because we can be in the club, we can be on a radio station, we can be that football player with the helmet on. They don't know what I look like. You hear me? But they heard of the name. You hear me? Then the ones that come up, they heard, but they never seen. So the value of a DJ, just I knew my value. That's why if you look at me in my back pass, you see me at 007. If you go way back, I ain't delete nothing on my Instagram. You can see me at 007 with PZ when we getting this start on, as well as Cash Out Doughboys, King of Diamonds when they was getting their start on. You know what I'm saying? So at that time, to me, I was like, I want to help you so much because I'm getting Detroit start on. Not no East or West, but I want Detroit to get a good start. Now look at it, it's 2025. You hear me? You know, worldwide, you can go anywhere and they want to hear Detroit music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like you a pioneer in the Detroit sound being where it is now?
That's why I'm here, you know, because you're a legend yourself. I respect you. You hear me? And I thought to myself, yeah, I'm a pioneer. I'm a legend. I'm Detroit global DJ. I don't take the credit for being the best DJ. I know I'm the global one. Look up the credits. Oh, DJ with 50 Cent, DJ with Jeezy. You know, I ain't no boasting, but they like, you know, no groupie shit. It's like what the DJ's supposed to do. All your upcoming DJs, if you're not flicking it up with those that you help, why you got stuck in the DJ booth for? You hear me? And I'll say it's always the most I will with me because they say, how you get the picture? Say it was the most I will. I'm just the one driven. You know what I'm saying? People that understand when you're driven by the most high, it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So all them significant people that I flicked it up with because I'm a DJ, because they can remember the mode that this certain DJ helped me get where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? It's just teamwork make the dream work.
100%.
Yeah.
Even in those days too, you got an opportunity to actually see Cash Doll in action at the height of her heights in terms of the, you know, the dancing strip club, time for her. And you also got, first just talk about her presence in that time and then talk about the interesting encounter that you and her had where it may have played a role in what and where she is today.
That's great. That's great. I was a choice because the other DJ, shout out to DJ Black, shouts out to Street Life that had the club and we was running on Michigan Avenue, Vegas strip club. But she was throwing big parties and the other significant DJ that had her significant night, you know, then you ain't really get along with her. You hear me? I'm a get along with type guy. Okay. You hear me? I seen her little spunk. She throwing parties. I DJ your night, you know. Tell me whatever. I told a lady last night, she said, how much you ask for a tip? I said, a tip is whatever from your heart. You do good, I do good. But speaking on Cash Doll, her nights was so good, banging. I was so thankful to get her nights when she was dancing. You know, she'd bring a crowd out like she do on the rap tip. You hear me? So I always tell the story because she did come to my DJ booth. You think I could turn this into rap? I said, look what you're doing. You know, and so I'm just glad of her motivation as well as knowing that plateau for dancers, you can get to that next plateau. So if your thought was to be a rapper, after you dance, look at Cash Doll. You know what I'm saying? I can speak on it. She was a great dancer. I still speak when she was in the strip club, real Pacific, had her certain time, had her stage show, and got Bro Boy Cash out there. They money fight with Team Eastside. Money fight. For who? Cash Doll. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? So you got Team Eastside on one side, Billboy Cash out West Side on one side. We at the Vegas strip club, Street Life, that own it. They own it. We all throwing money to her. You know what I'm saying? End of the night, she tipped me good, so I salute, take my hat off to you, Cash Doll. Keep doing your thing, my baby.
Ready. So, you know, in all, when you think of, community, you're very active. As I, again, pay attention to what you do, you make a lot of content. Your YouTube is filled with a lot of content.
Thank you.
And earlier, as you were speaking of stepping outside of the DJ booth, you a people's person that's in the streets, touching hands, touching the people, touching the community. Talk a little bit about what drives you to be that individual, and why do you feel as a DJ it's imperative for you to be amongst the people and not be concealed behind a DJ booth?
You know, one thing, your family, your blood, they say thicker than water. But when you come a DJ like myself, the streets, it's like giving me chills through my bones. The people who I met, because I break records and I help them through the repass, wedding receptions, cabarets, they walking out, family reunions. Great job, DJ. Great job. I'm thankful to get game from my father, and I can go through an old school bag and play Temptations, OJ's, family reunion. So when you talking about the streets, it ain't just the strip club. When you're talking about DJ Motor City, you're talking about the whole city of Detroit. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I get chills because sometimes my family can lack booking me, but the streets ain't gonna lack booking me. Sometimes I can change my number and they still gonna find a way to contact me. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I can be in a state of mind, I ain't getting no money, and the streets call me and I'm getting money. And that's venues when you got venues like cabarets, you got venues like Repass, Sweet 16. This all can keep a DJ busy. I love the strip club life because that's a whole different life. You helping ladies get money. You're in an environment that is based on a certain world. But when you talking about the streets, and I'm breaking records that's might be in the family reunion, or might be at a Sweet 16, or a graduation party, prom send-offs, or birthday parties, you know what I'm saying? And just the best feeling, like the main party that give me chills that I love doing is the wedding receptions. You hear me? Because I know love is involved, as well as the repass when I had to really have the family come together off a situation that was sad. You know what I'm saying? You know, so
That's really interesting. Oftentimes, you never really understand the amount of skill and hard work that it takes until you sit down with a person and kind of get a up close opportunity to look at the craft and what a person is doing. And to some people, they may think, oh, you just playing music, right? But for you to be well versed in strip club, well versed in wedding, where you may have to DJ for a wedding or a family reunion or a funeral.
exactly.
Right? Talk a little bit about the skill and the amount of music that you have to actually listen to and know going into the crates, pulling from, the ancestors to be able to accommodate and give these people what they pay for that allow them to have a good time.
DJ's peep game. DJ's worldwide peep game, right? Because you can always acknowledge the few majority people that can be in your party situation, your gathering situation, and you like want to make the majority feel good. But me, myself, I can peep that one old folk in the room that might be 90 years old and they ain't gonna stay there all night. And I know DJs, we get there early and we gonna close the crowd. So I want to touch everybody, even that person that's about 90 years old. So I'm glad to get some knowledge from DJing with my father, as we talked earlier, that I can go in the old crate. You know what I'm saying? And Johnny Goodtop. You hear me? Johnny Goodtop Watson. You hear me? I go Sam Cooke. You know, and I get that old lady or that old man to tap his foot. They might can't dance, but they'll go past the DJ while they leaving early. Thank you, DJ. And that just give me a chill through my soul, too. And then I go back to, y'all got all night to 4-2 Dub, Beside the Baby, Turn Up. I had to look out for Granny. She came through to support. You hear me? Not to do that shows a lack of love for your whole crowd. That's why I say me DJing any event, I try to subject and look at the crowd and time play into it. Don't be in a rush. You know what I'm saying? Because shit, if you DJing for 6 hours, 6 hours worth of music. You don't have to play nothing twice unless it was requested. You know what I'm saying? 6 hours worth of music. Nicki Minaj can get in there. Lil Wayne can get in there. Jeezy can get in there. Gucci can get in there. Detroit can get in there. Barroom. Hustle. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to just go in one frame. You know, that's why I love Detroit techno. That's the whole thing we can get into for a whole good hour. People can jig and techno and feel good. And say, you know, this is Detroit talk. You can't go to another city and force techno on them. They might just be one of the country and Sasha. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? So you got to be able to say, I'm in this zone, let me satisfy the crowd.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
In terms of preparation for, and we just want to keep it not for the youngins for this aspect, but preparation for a wedding or, you know, a family reunion. What's your day like before you know, DJ for an environment or setting like that?
Especially like weddings. If a DJ ain't in his bag, already asking the bride and groom certain music they want to hear for show, he's slipping. You hear me? So it's premeditated. You already got to know certain things for family reunions and weddings. You got to be prepared. Well, it's can't dress slouchy when it's a wedding or a family reunion. Your attire might want to look a certain way. You know what I'm saying? That's just my persona. You know what I'm saying? I can't, you know, if I would have a classroom, I'm teaching right now. You know, because it's a kind of a better look. If you at a wedding, you want to look classy, like you was in the wedding as the DJ. If you at a family reunion, you might want to support and buy their t-shirt that say whatever their family is. You know what I'm saying? If it's not your family. It's a support factor. It's a way that you bring yourself into whoever you DJing for, especially on them type of events. Now, regular events that you know okay, I can rock this. You can wear your Air Force Ones, your Jordans, you know what I'm saying? Get jiggy with it. Oh, this gonna bump all night. Woo, 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 woo. They ain't even gonna look at me. They ain't even coming to the DJ booth for keeping one wave. I can understand it. But it's a lot of them parties, like you just said, wedding receptions and family reunion, they ain't just paying you, they feeding the DJ.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure.
Yeah.
Real quick, your top 3 grown and sexy songs that you go to.
Top 3 grown and sexy songs. Ooh, it's a good question. You see, I messed up, man, because I got so many of them, too. You know? But I always like that, Closer to My Dreams, you know what I'm saying? Doom, doom, doom. Simple. You can ballroom, you can social. It's grown and sexy. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I'm gonna say this one of my favorites that is I can pull it out the bag when I feel a crowd just sitting down. That's that Jaheim and Keisha Cole, you hear me? You know, so throwing y'all DJ some love. He said my top, you hear me? So yeah, get like, oh, what I gotta do. You hear me? And I think my third one will be, you say R&B, right?
Yeah, I'm grown and sexy. R&B,
sexy. R&B. I think my third one will be with, I gotta get credits where credits is due, man, because this is something that I love. You hear me? You know, Days Loaf, I salute. You hear me? That Hennessy respect me be like, you grown and sexy when you speak on that Hennessy. You hear me? You know what I'm talking about for him?
Straight up.
They like, DJ said, yeah, Days Loaf, Hennessy. You hear me? Go look it up. You know, thank you for that question, my guy.
So, man, the work never stops. The grind continues. 30 years, still doing it, 2025. I would like to just ask a few questions overall about where you're at right now, the direction that you are in and that you plan on going. Like I said, YouTube, plenty of content. For those who may not know, you actually been doing podcasts before it was even called podcasts.
True.
Talk a little bit about that. And then I'm going to ask a few more questions for the listeners and people that may want to gain a little insight on DJing, the DJ and artist relationship, and etc.
Yep. The Loud Show, It's That Loud Show. Shouts out to Mr. Roll Up. Rest in peace, Miss Roll Up, and all the hosts that here's the Queen, and at that time, it wasn't called podcast. I was just doing a show just to interview artists to help them, because I know at that time I remember me want to be a rap artist too. That's part of your growth. I used to tell people I interview, people want to slow down your tone because they know how you rap or sing. They want to see if you're available to be in the movies. So you might fit this part because you look a certain way. So if you talk a certain way, because we seen you in this interview, we booked you for this part. You know what I'm saying? So that time when I was doing the show, that was just the points I was looking at it. So thankful to interview people like the Band Gang, Maserati Rick, Belly Boy. It's just a lot of people I did interview when I had my platform growing at that time. And I salute all those that's doing the podcast. I'm glad you spoke on that, because you continue to do what you do. You hear me? Because I always scratch my head if I continued to do that. Wow, I would have been a part of y'all great atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? So never give up. Situations came when I was doing my project. The devil is a lie. Don't got no truth in it, and don't let it win. You know what I'm saying? I say that to you and all the future podcasters. Continue to do it, because I'm glad to have a legendary start before it was called podcast. You hear me? And to see the platforms that's going out today, and scratching my head like, damn, that's what I was on. You hear me? Let me know I was like when you build the fire, you're trying to get it sparks to spark. And it's sparking hard.
Yes, sir.
So I salute Friday and everybody that helped me out back in the day with the Loud Show. But the platform was really just what you're doing right now, just to help people to get their word out to the millions and millions and billions of viewers. Yes. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? Worldwide.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Money Phone, the movie.
Yeah, I'm glad you spoke on that too. So that's something that, DJs can make mixtapes, you hear me, and help artists on their mixtape. But I thought a movie with a lot of music in my background, because I'm the DJ. So it's Money Phone, the movie. Look out for it, because it's a mixtape movie. It's going to be very entertaining, because it's about myself, and it's about the music that I broke in Detroit. That's not just Detroit music, worldwide, global music. And help people. DJs help the world go round. So it was a project. Rest in peace to my cousin Zane. He gave me the Money Phone. And he was a supporter cousin that, regardless, cuz I got your back. You need to ride to work, I got you. You need to talk about they ain't paying you right. I'm your manager. I'm going to make sure you get your top dollar. So when he passed, I just looked at the Money Phone he gave me and said, let me start doing little acting skits like Jack Funny and a lot of these other Instagram characters. Let me get my character going on. Funny why you said that. Like I say, God make me move in a certain way. Shouts out to the funny salesman, because I'm leaving an event from Bone Thugs and Harmony. I had the DJ to walk right to a gas station. The guy that I be watching on Instagram shining everybody's shoes. Didn't have the ingredients to shine my shoes, but it was good. God sent me to talk to him. I'm in the right directions talking to you, Foreign Magazine, just with that situation that I talked to you about. When you're driven, Just have the patience. You hear me? Keep going. Money Phone the movie. I hope y'all been watching on Instagram, YouTube. People asking, is that the movie? No, that's just the platform, the ingredients to get the cooking and storing. And y'all one day gonna be able to go to the movie and say, wow, Money Phone the movie. You know,
Fire.
fire.
Yeah. You know, in a time where you are still in the mix and you still got that on-hand relationship, as I see you, you know, getting shout outs from Snap Dogg and, you know, Rocaine and just, you know, a bunch of people that's still making a lot of noise in the industry. When we talk about the DJ and artist relationship, it kind of seems like social media has maybe driven a wedge a little bit into how that relationship used to be versus what it is now.
It is now, yeah.
How do we mend that? What are some of the things that you would tell to artists about, the value of getting broke by a DJ? And I'm going to say pause for the young guys out there. And then B, how do an artist get the attention of a DJ and be able to make that happen?
You know, first of all, DJs are important in the hip-hop, in the music industry worldwide, period. You're right. We have been forgot about. Regular type money we getting in the clubs, even on the radio station. It ain't equivalent. So I say this to all the artists. It's easy. Take one DJ you know to grow with you. That's your humbleness right there. You don't have to take a lot. I know you know one DJ that you met in the club that broke your record, or the DJ at the radio station. Just take one. Just take one with you, bro. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? Because that was real help. You know, and we deserve it. I'm glad you asked that, because I want to be an advocate for DJs, because I know we kind of like, our check is our check. I'm humble, but when we know we only got a DJ Cali, or we only got a DJ Quick, that's a significant name, when we should have more DJ significant names. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really hard. I'm saying to all artists worldwide, even to, you know, I met Jeezy DJ Ace. I met Gucci DJ, you hear me? And I met DJs that go on tour with these mainstream DJs, you hear me? So I just still wonder, is they eating like the artists eating? You hear me? You know what I'm saying? Because it's the same equivalent. You know what I'm saying? Without the DJs, the artists wouldn't be eating. I'm going to say that again. Without the DJs, come on, how your records was heard, you know? And to the other question, is which it's kind of an easy play with me. I kind of do my research, you know what I'm saying, to see who I want to mess with. If a DJ campaigning, like I got my campaign hat on, if a DJ coming to the club or DMing, I mean not a DJ, but the artist, DMing a DJ or coming to the club, tipping the DJ, not everybody else. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? But making sure, hey, DJ, check out this record. I want you to hear it. And I got a few more records, man. What's your email? Really network with this, so it's really not hard. You know what I'm saying? A lot of DJs are humble, and we want that. Word or wrong, we want that DM. I would love Kash Style to DM me. Jay-Z to DM me. Snoop Dogg to DM me. Why? Because I'm a DJ, not a fan. Motor City, how my record doing in Detroit? Did you need any help? You hear me? I'll fly you out. I need you to campaign that, you know.
That's important, because what you speaking about is intel.
Yeah.
You talking about statistics and numbers that an artist can actually take back with them and progress on. So if an upcoming artist get with you and they had a song play X amount of times within, you know, however, a week or two, or whatever the case may be, you saying that you actually give feedback and let them know how this record is moving, the engagement that's happening in the club, and et cetera.
You know, my Instagram social network, I'm not swiping with TikTok yet. They don't let you smoke weed and do all, you know, I do. But my Instagram, maybe Facebook, but Instagram for sure. I tell her, like what I do, I campaign. campaigning is, if I'm breaking your records, we got a new way to show that I'm breaking your records. You don't have to come in the club. I can video it. Like if y'all see my Instagram, I'm crafty with editing and picture game, camera game, or just putting something together to make sure you seen your record was played. You know what I'm saying? I want to be a part of that growth. I don't want to be saying, I just played the record. No, we 2025, you can show that I played the record. You know, a lot of DJs will say, I was accountable for First Day Out. T Grizzly, I got him hot. They'll raise their hand real quick, but you can look at my story and say, Motor City got him rapping at Silver Rain, First Day Out. You hear me? So it's different when you come with visuals, when you got visuals like your platform. That's why I came here to speak for all the DJs that can't speak like I can. You hear me? Because you got DJs in the DJ booth that can mix but can't talk. So I like to be an advocate for DJs who want to speak up. You hear me? Stomachs, they ain't ate no Fruit Loops in a while, no Frosted Flakes in a while. But they need to, because why they DJ? The club acting bullying, talking about $40 at the door, and he used to DJ there. How you gonna charge the DJ $40? And he used to DJ and he broke records in your club, help your club eat. I don't care if it's new owners here. Let that man in. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? It's just real love.
Before we do, close out, what is the climate of the nightlife of Detroit today? And I want you to elaborate, but first I want you to rate from 1 to 5. And I always say 1 to 5 because it either gonna be below 3 or, above. It kind of make it a little bit more clear to understand where a person at.
You said the nightlife?
Yeah, the strip club scene.
Okay.
Just the vibes of the strip club scene today.
Shout out to the YN, the young, you hear me? Like I said, I can take y'all back when it was popping harder. So we speaking on that. Back in the days, we talking about Shinobi Storm, Make It Rain. We made songs because we Make It Rain, BMF and all that. We money fights, you know what I'm saying? So, but the streets now, even with the after hours, back then, I can remember, and I'm a thorough DJ, right? You're talking about carrying your bag at 12 in the noon to DJ a day shift to 7. The night shift got to get in. You're from 7 to 2. A guy walk in the club, want to take the club over to 2 to 5 in the morning. I'm that DJ. You hear me? But it was a certain time that the city ate like that. And we partied all the way 24/7. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? I think that's hard to find now, 2025. The generation now probably got a lot of little more private. They hook up a pole in their crib and more private sets. You hear me? But back then, I can rate it more higher. More situations which you can go to in Detroit. Back in the days, after 2 o'clock, it was more safe spots too. You know what I'm saying? A lot of more safe spots too. Right now, scratch your head if you go. You know what I'm saying? Or don't wear your Calcardis. Take a chain. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? Or have your boys ride with you. You know, not to say the era that got more gangster. To me, the era just got more kind of sugar-coated. You hear me? Instead of being more classy, we here because we were trying to look for some women, or we here because we trying to come up on some more money. No, we here just trying to scam. You know what I'm saying? You know, but to be a part of, like I say, music's calm and savage speech. So music itself, when I'm around, if I'm DJing, I know it's a calm situation. You know, some music can make it say, all right, yeah, I'm ready to turn up after this. You see the dude over there. Fuck these hoes in here. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? So that's why a DJ should be able to read the crowd like our peep dude thinking that way. Let me play Aaliyah right now. Rock the boat. You hear me? Get him thinking like, yeah, shit, I'm about to chill now, then give me another shot. Change the whole thought that he was thinking, you know what I'm saying? So music can make things happen.
For sure, man, for sure, man. Well, as we saw, a man of many hats. A man of many hats, man.
Thank you for that.
Man, it definitely was an honor and pleasure to have you. I feel like you gave a lot of intel about yourself and a lot of intel about the game as a DJ and your history, past, present, and future. So much gratitude, my brother.
Love you,
Any
man.
last words that you want to give to your fans and supporters?
Thank you for acknowledging man with many hats. He's a man that broke many records. You hear me? So, therefore, I wear many hats at different situations, wedding receptions. Don't get the same hat that I wear at the family reunion. Don't get the same hat that I wear at the strip club. Don't get the same records that I play at the strip club that I play at a repass. Man with many hats, man that broke many records. DJs, we are very, very valuable. Very valuable DJs. We are we're not groupies. You deserve to be next to whoever you broke records. That's homage. When they come in the club, come to the DJ booth. If not, I come to you. Whoever that came in your club where you perform at. To all DJs worldwide, I got your back. To all the city of Detroit, I got your back. To you, my guy, I appreciate you.
Gratitude.
Gratitude, one love.
Sir. Foreign Magazine, Post of the Culture, DJ Motor City, let's get it.